What's up, guys? So we're going to be going over just a quick overview about how to control the drops from here in the office. So this will just be a quick tutorial about how to assign jobs and how to look up jobs and um, yeah, just handle a lot of the basic day-to-day workload. So from here in the main menu, if you can see over on the left, over here we have a couple of the menus, but today we're just going to focus on the drop. So if you click the little arrow, it'll give you a drop down menu, and let's say we click on all drops. It'll take us to a page that looks like this where we have all of our drops and all of the jobs that are currently assigned to us. And if you look right here, this is all the jobs with the job addresses, and then we have the status bar to let us know which ones are being worked on, what other information we need to know. These ones need a bore or a core. And then you have the city that each of these jobs are in, the job number, the order date, like when we received it. We also have information like which tech we want to assign, how many bores, notes, and the completed date. So we'll kind of go through these kind of one by one, I guess, and um, just go over about how I would do this. Again, a lot of this is subject to change, but this is the easiest way that I found to be able to do these jobs. So let's say we wanted to assign, I don't know, 4 of these jobs to Ronaldo. So the easiest way that I found to do that is if you kind of shift over like this from on one of the jobs, like just move your mouse over, it gives you a little checkbox. As soon as you click that, all of the jobs below that will also have checkboxes. So if you just click and hold the shift key, and then since we're assigning 4 jobs, I'll just go down 3. It'll allow me to click all 4 of these jobs, and then it'll edit all of these jobs exactly the same. And like I said, this is just an example, but say we were going to assign this to Ronaldo. If you go over to the tech option and just click on one of these boxes, again, it'll um, do the exact same thing in all 4 of these boxes. So let's say we were going to assign them to Ronaldo. We just click Ronaldo. And as you can see, Ronaldo's name pops up. And that's just a good way for us to keep track of who is doing what. But then the next thing that you can do is actually assign these jobs to Ronaldo. So if you kind of come over here to the left hand side below the all drops, you'll see that there is a cruise folder. If you click on that, you'll see Ronaldo's folder right here. But I found that the easiest way to do that is once you have all of these checks or boxes checked, and once you have Ronaldo assigned as the tech, if you go down here, you'll see there's this little option here, like these other little options, like to archive, export, delete. We're going to click on move to. And if you move to, you're going to want to move to a board. And it means it's a different board than the one that we're currently on. And I found that it's easier to just type in the name. So if we type in Ronaldo, oh, hello, Ronaldo, there he is. You'll just click here on Ronaldo, and then you'll click jobs. Sorry, that skipped really fast, but it'll give you another option that says jobs. I'll kind of show you really fast so you can see what I was talking about. But if you click to move to a board like this, and then Ronaldo right there, if you click here, it'll give you another option that says jobs, and that's all I clicked just to move those jobs there. So we'll kind of go back and deselect out of this. And then if you go and jump into Ronaldo's folder, you'll see that here are the jobs that we just assigned him. So as you can see, it still has his tech information, and then here are the 4 jobs. And now I'll kind of walk you through about how I think it would be easy to do this. So once they're in Ronaldo's folder, essentially it's the same thing as him having the information like if you had handed him the piece of paper. It's got the address, it's the city, the job number, all that kind of stuff. So on his end, if he's filling out the information, let's say this job had a bore and this job had a bore. Uh, Now you can kind of see for the sum total for Ronaldo's day, he had 2 bores. And let's say that both of these jobs are done, then that makes that a lot easier. So now we know that those 2 jobs are done. And let's say that for this 3rd job, though, he's kind of struggling, and let's say he doesn't have any access to it, so he'll mark no access. What you can do is then at that point kind of start a conversation with that whenever you actually see it. It could be an hour later, maybe your lunch or something, I don't know. But as soon as you see that there's no access, you can click write an update, which is that little blue box there that I just clicked, or the little messenger box. And then when you write an update, you can write to Ronaldo and say, um, uh, have you been able to get in contact with the homeowner? Uh, And by doing this, it'll make it a little more effective because you know just kind of which one you're talking about. And in Ronaldo's phone, it'll pop up with something like this. And he can click on that and respond to you by clicking reply, or he can just click the like button and it just makes it a little easier. But it'll give you guys options to kind of communicate back and forth on what is happening with these specific jobs. And then let's say the last one, for some reason, like say the ground's frozen, you can click that one. Or you can click check back later, but we'll use check just for now so that way we can kind of use these as examples. So let's say this one has no access, we'll leave that in this folder. But for the ones that are done, I guess this is more towards the end of the day. So let's say this is the end of Ronaldo's day, and then the next day comes. So when the next day comes, the best thing to probably do would be to go through the completes first. And what you can do is you can click here, and since those are both complete, this is how I usually do it again, is I go to click those two check boxes, and then I go down here to the Move To menu, and then I click Move to a Board. But then I'm going to type in all drops. And then once I click there, it'll give me all of the folders that are in that specific, I guess, subfolder, I guess is what it's called. But in that specific subfolder, instead of moving it to all the jobs where those are, we're going to move it to the completed folder. So as soon as you click that, those two disappear, and then you're just kind of left with these jobs. And so for the check job, let's just say that maybe something came up, the ground was frozen or whatever it may be. For that one, you can click on that, and you'll click the Move To, and then Move to a Board. And then you're just going to type in the same thing, all drops, and then that should pull up the menu. You click there, and then click check these jobs. And these are kind of jobs that we'll go through there, so you click that one. All right, and then all we're really left with is that job. So what's nice is then at this point, you already know where the jobs went. You can kind of go through and see the updates. And just to kind of give you an example, I believe if you click on activities, if you click on activities in that top corner right there, I'll show you again. So right here, you'll see who's on this board. But then right next to it says see recent board activity. You can see exactly where all of these went. So it says we moved 2 items, and it shows the address right there for the 2 items that we moved, and we moved those to the all drops. And then on this other one, we moved that one specifically, which was the check one because it was frozen. We moved that one to all drops as well. So you can see the activity about what was happening in here. But then again, it's kind of going through the same day-to-day process again. So if you know what Ronaldo has and you kind of talk to him about it, and say Ronaldo responded and saying that he was able to finally make contact with the homeowner, then you would just give him a like or whatever it is, or an update saying like thank you or something like that. But then from that point, you'll go to all drops, and let's say we want to assign 2 more jobs to Chewy, or not Chewy, to Ronaldo. Sorry about that. Click Ronaldo, and then you move these 2 items. Again, by clicking the Move To button, the Move To board, and then you go down here, and you can just type in the name in the search bar. Ronaldo, and then you click on Ronaldo. I probably keep saying Chewy. I'm not trying to. Sorry, I meant to say Ronaldo. But there you go. So you have 2 new jobs for Ronaldo, and you just throw those in there, and then he's on his way. But I think really that's all you really need to know for that. I guess if you go back to the all drops menu, one more thing I wanted to show you is that if you want to go back and find those check again jobs or check these jobs, if you see right here, there's a little gray button that pops up as soon as you kind of hover over the name, like that. It'll pop up. If you click that, it'll collapse the group, and then you can see all of the other folders that are in the all drops. And if you go to the completed folder and scroll all the way down, you'll see right here, here are the jobs that Ronaldo's done. Like you can see right here, has his name next to it. And this is where this comes in handy, is because then you can kind of search by the tech that did each of these jobs. But then let's say, you want to go back and check that job that we put in the check these jobs because the ground was frozen. Who knows? But here's 2 jobs that we put from Ronaldo's folder into this folder, and we can come back and check these later. Same thing. You're just going to click this and collapse that, and then you can move any of the canceled jobs. It's the exact same process. You just mark it as canceled rather than check or frozen, and then you walk yourself through the exact same process of moving stuff. You would just type in all drops, and then find one of these folders and just place them in there. But yeah, honestly, that's all the information that you'll really need to kind of go back and forth. To kind of go back and forth on this, and yeah, if there are any other, I guess, further questions, a lot of this still is subject to change, but for now, this is really the process that we're going to be using. But yeah, thanks again for watching.